are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
Bear down, Wildcat Nation. Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. A full wrap-up of today's Wildcats contest. Top takeaways, reaction from the players and head coach Tommy Lloyd. Plus, your thoughts on what you saw. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed. Life well lived. This is your home for Arizona basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Will walk at the high post, handed off to Burries, working his way into the paint, jumping up from there and score it. It's been Brayden Burries' game tonight. And a steal by Bradley on the inbounds, and he lays it in.
Yeah, great job there by Bradley. Just caught BYU slipping on the inbounds, was able to steal it and put it in for the layup.
Boy, who knew how important that basket was going to be at the end of the game? The pickpocket, Jaden Bradley, late in the first half. I mean, hey, every bucket counts, especially on the road in a hostile environment. And the Wildcats withstand a 3-point barrage in the second half. This was a BYU team that missed 11 straight threes in the first half of the game, but then came out and made a whole bunch in the second half. I think the final tally was 10 of 20 in the second half alone, and that's the only reason this game was close tonight. 86-83, the final. Arizona, number one in the country, holds on to beat BYU.
Tony Padilla.
Tony Padilla was the reason also that this game was close.
Well, you said only reason, so I think there might have been other reasons, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like whenever that guy's in the building, different things can happen. He was the one that reffed the game here last year.
He was the one that called the foul that sent Richie Saunders to the line, as a matter of fact, to give BYU that win. Not to say that wasn't a foul. We talked about that in the past.
Yeah.
And I'm not to say that any of the calls he made tonight were wrong calls, just very suspect timing. And especially the offensive, I mean, we'll get to it, but the offensive foul on JB Kelvin down the stretch of that game where clearly he was being held on that inbound pass and they called him for the offensive foul. That was Tony Padilla who made that call.
Mm-hmm. All right, 520-848-1290 is the number. Let's start with our top takeaways. Oh, by the way, we've got everybody here. We've got the captain, Kelvin Ifan. He's actually here. There he is right there. We've got J.W. Madden as well, and we'll start with the captain and his top takeaways from the win.
Double B, man, Burries, man, and Bradley. I mean, just offensively, those guys took off right from the top. They was being really aggressive. I thought they just caught BYU just off guard. I feel like they didn't realize that they were going to come that way. I mean, Bradley had his foot on the gas. He was hitting every mid-range jumper, Pete in the passing lanes. I mean, I just thought those guys were playing great. I thought defensively they was locking down. Just thought we had an awkward matchup with Awaka. I didn't really think about him guarding him, AJ, from the beginning like that, or I didn't even think about with Pete actually. Pete and then Awaka coming off the bench guarding him. That's where he gets his mismatch at, because really he's a guard and he's playing against power forwards right there, and so that's how he's able to get in the lane. But yeah, they made the little run second half, and you kind of expect that at home with a team that's freewheeling and that's taking a lot of threes in the first half. So they kind of got it going. But I never thought U of A was at risk of losing that game.
Yeah, I mean, my top takeaway, basically just Jaden Bradley understands the moment. And I think this is, I mean, you watch some of these games and you think, well, Jaden, is he playing well? He's under control. He doesn't look like he's taking control at times. But when he has to, he understands when it's time to take control at both the offensive and the defensive end of the floors. And that's not to say that he's not, that he's not playing at a high level at times that he doesn't. I just think there's games where he defers and maybe tries to get his other teammates involved a little bit more. Games maybe where okay, we have what it takes to win this game without me having to completely take it over. So he tries to do other things, I think, to facilitate things at the offensive end of the floor. But then there's games like tonight where he understands, look, I got to be that guy tonight in this environment against this team. And he goes out and he does that. And for Brayden Burries to be a freshman and just to continue, like what Tommy said after the game, I'm not going to put, or last game, he said, I'm not going to put any ceiling on this kid. And he just continued, whatever ceiling might be there, he just continues to absolutely go through it for the way the two of them combined to get that final stop at the defensive end with Bradley blocking the drive and Burries coming over the top to block the shot. Was just a testament to the two of them. We've talked about at times, it seems like a lot of nights it's two guys versus the 4 or the 5. And tonight, like you said, it was definitely JB and BB getting it done for this team at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, for me, it starts with defense. You guys talked a lot of offense. Guys, 31% for Rob Wright, AJ DeBonsa, and Richie Saunders. So they're 3 leading scorers, the guys who put up 65% of their shots. Held to 31%. I am such a huge fan of Coach Young. I mean, I love the style they play with. I really, really like the offensive sets that they run. I think that Arizona confused them. I think Arizona had hands and faces. And I don't know if you saw this, Kelvin. Advanced stuff going on there. Advanced pre-switching on the guarding. They had Karchenkov guarding right coming up the court, knowing there would be a high ball screen, and he was going to switch off onto AJ. I mean, they were doing some advanced stuff defensively there to make sure that they didn't have too many mismatches. Unfortunately for Tobe, he tried to block 2 shots from AJ early in that game. You're never going to block that fadeaway on the baseline. Tobe just needs to not put his hand up and not challenge those. He wouldn't have got those too early fouls. And obviously, you guys already hit everything. I mean, Jaden Bradley is stone cold. I mean, just nails. I mean, I can't imagine another guy right now in the nation that I would want with the ball in his hands in a tight game, needing to make decisions, whether that's calling his own number or finding teammates. And Brayden Burries doesn't play anything like a freshman. I mean, Brayden Burries in that stretch, first 5 minutes belonged to BYU, last 5 minutes belonged to BYU, and everything in the middle there was Burries and JB. And especially that first stretch after BYU hit those, I think they hit their first 3 threes. Just so calm and collected, especially coming down and shooting a baseline jumper over 2 defenders to kind of stem the bleeding, and just amazing offensive skill for individuals on a group that we guys think of as a team that sets each other up for assists. We're expecting to see 20 assists, but again, Coach Young, they really have a really good scheme there. They made it difficult defensively for Arizona to find a lot of those open driving lanes and open cutters. The assist numbers weren't what they expect them, but they dominated that game. 30 minutes of that game, Arizona dominated. BYU really heroic comeback at the end there. Tip your cap to them. That's a very, very good BYU Cougars team. And Arizona, undefeated, number 1 in the nation, and they went in there and took that game.
Yeah.
They went in and took that game. They were the better team tonight. Arizona deserved that win.
And Bradley doing a lot of that defensive work on Robert Wright the third tonight. He finished just, like you mentioned, 3 of 16 from the field. Third straight game that the Wildcats have really taken away some pretty good guards on the opposition at the defensive end.
Yeah, 40% guys for BYU for the game. That's a team that's a very, very good efficient offensive team. And Arizona made them look, Kelvin, like the last 5 minutes of that game, they were on fire and they couldn't miss. But other than that, other than the first 3 minutes, last 5 minutes, Arizona was really, really hand in faces, making it very difficult. Walling up AJ DeBonsa, 6 for 24, Kelvin. I mean, we'll take that every day of the week.
520-848-1290. We want to hear from you. What did you think of what you saw tonight? 520-848-1290. We'll review our keys to the game. We'll head back out to the Marriott Center and hear from the head coach, Tommy Lloyd, and players from the interview room. We'll see if anybody beat the book tonight. Out at the Casino del Sol, we'll hand out our Window Depot Glass Cleaner of the Game award as well. Hey, maybe if you get in early, maybe I'll let you choose the Window Depot Glass Cleaner of the Game at 520-848-1290. I've been known to let a caller or two make that decision. That might be you tonight.
Rare to not have a 10-rebound performer on the Arizona Wildcats side.
Absolutely. Very, very rare. But it just seemed like it was that game where I thought Toby might get there in the second half because he kind of started to heat up. But
Kelvin knows why. It's because 34 3-point attempts.
Yeah, exactly.
Falling shots.
Exactly. And that's what they had, 16 offensive rebounds in the game. All right, we'll dive into all that when we come back. First break of the night. We'll be with you probably till right around midnight or so this evening. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. It is the post-game show, and you are listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at coolwillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats basketball radio broadcast. Two powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. coolwillies.com.
Up your game in a new Buick or GMC from Royal Buick GMC. At Royal, we always deliver a quality vehicle at a great price. Score a great deal with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff and our transparent online pricing. Plus, Royal offers a 72-hour buyback guarantee. Score big at Royal Buick GMC, the dealership that's different. See dealer for details. Royal Buick GMC in the Tucson Auto Mall or royaltucson.com.
The holidays are over, and right now is the best time to start your home renovation project. At the Window Depot, you get factory direct prices, no installers, no middleman, and serious savings. Windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, all in stock and ready to take home today. Perfect for DIYers and contractors who want to save thousands and get materials fast. New year, new projects at the lowest prices. Shop online at thewindowdepot.com or visit a location near you.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
We are the rush, the pulse, the thrill you didn't see coming. Welcome to Club Soul at Casino del Sol, where Tucson's best just got better. Join Club Soul today and get $20 free play. That's right, your first play is on us. Play, earn, and unlock exclusive rewards that take your experience to the next level. More thrills, more perks, more of what makes Casino del Sol unforgettable. We are Club Soul, only at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Enterprise of the Bosco Yaqui Tribe.
Hughes Federal Credit Union has an online account that fits your needs and lifestyle. With our free checking account, there are no monthly fees and no minimum balance. 24/7 mobile and online banking, unlimited bill pay, a free Visa debit card with your choice of designs, and a vast network of fee-free ATMs. Or upgrade to a checking plus rewards account that offers discounts, deals, valuable services, and so much more. It's easy to sign up online at hughesfcu.org/checking. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
As the new year begins, Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing would like to thank you for allowing us to serve Tucson and the surrounding communities for the past 25 years. Whether it is a small water leak or a full air conditioning replacement, we do it all, big or small. For professional service, call Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing at 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at picturoxcooling.com.
Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
If you could rewind 10 years, what would you do differently? Buy Apple stock at $20? Skip the Ghost Pepper Challenge? Maybe even rethink the skinny jeans. Nate here, owner of Blue Sky Pest Control. Some regrets are harmless, termite damage isn't. You can't go back in time, but you can keep termites from eating your future. Call Blue Sky Pest Control today for your free termite inspection. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, pests.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management. As a boutique fiduciary investment firm, our clients have trusted us to guide them down their financial paths for decades. Whether you are an individual or family, Business, foundation, or nonprofit, we are committed to your long-term goals and financial futures. We are proud supporters of the Tucson community and all that makes our city so special. Visit online at meridianwealthllc.com to learn more about Meridian today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' Cay. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. In the top-rated Vail School District, Rockin' Cay is close to work, shopping, and services. Tour 18 model homes by top-tier builders, offering move-in ready homes and special incentives. LiveRockingCay.com. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain, Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Right streaking the other way, drives into the lane, runner blocked by Krivas, grabbed out of the air. Here's Bradley on the run for the Wildcats. Bradley driving on Saunders, reverse lane is good.
And that's been Arizona's best offense. Turning defense into offense right there. Mo Krivas, the leader in Arizona in block shots, gets another block shot, resulting in a Jaden Bradley run out.
3 more blocks tonight for Motiellas Krivas. He only scored 2 points, but he did grab 8 rebounds.
He only played 21 minutes.
Yeah, to go along with those 3 blocks. He also had a steal in the ball game. 86-83, number 1 Arizona, 21-0, matching the best start in program history. That was the 2013-14 team. Brandon Ashley, TJ McConnell, and the like. And the Wildcats now will head up to Tempe to try to break that record on Saturday against the Sun Devils, which, again, that's never easy, trying to go into Wells Fargo Arena, Mountain Mortgage, whatever they call it now up there. I like to call it the spaceship because it looks like something out of Lost in Space when they play there on Saturday. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. So we've got Rob, who checks in on the text groove. He says, Tony Padilla should never be allowed to ref a U of A game again. It seems he loves calling late phantom fouls on U of A. To be honest, I was worried if he was one of the refs and on the road. Actually surprised he didn't blow his whistle for more BS calls. That's Rob checking in. The hatred for Tony Padilla is actually is well, it's on both sides of the coin. So
yeah.
I guess he's doing something right because it's not like one fan base likes him and another fan base dislikes him. It seems like all the fan bases dislike him.
Hatred is not a word I would use. There's not hatred for Tony Padilla. It's more just
dislike.
questioning where the thought process is late in games, where there's a consistency to this. He's been around for 20 years. And again, I'm not here to point fingers or say anything, but what people say online is, why are there normal calls, Kelvin, for 35 minutes and the last 5 minutes when maybe the spread's in question or maybe the over-under's in question? Like, it's just the weirdest stuff. And it's not Arizona fans. It's not BYU fans. Every single fan on every message board I've said tonight has said the same thing, that the last 4 minutes of that game, there was just some very odd calls. And again, Kelvin, we're on the same page. I come from the position that refs don't cause you the game. You could have got 2 points in the first half. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. It's just when there's one guy consistently, Kelvin, being the one, I'm pretty sure he was the one that called that out of bounds call in the first half that was clearly two-handed off of Kebakeda that caused 2 fouls on Koa Pete as a result of that bad call too. But, yeah, a couple of those down the stretch, especially the offensive foul on Jaden Bradley, was a little sketchy.
Oh, yeah, he has to make that call. A lot of times, man, refs want to be a part of the show. And when you give them a chance, and they'll become the main attraction.
520-848-1290 is the number. Let's hear from our guy, Paul in Phoenix. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, the postgame show.
I liked what JW told me when I was on hold with him, and JW, you can share that in a second. But here's my thought on this thing here. What won't kill you will only make you stronger, because this team, again, some of the things, and Tommy, and I don't, did he not get interviewed by Brian Jeffries?
Yeah, he did. He did.
I missed it. I was saying goodbye to the grandkids. But anyway, well, Tommy, I know in other press conferences, he said, his team's accountable, and some of the things that they did, like not boxing out on some of the free throw, situations when we're on defensive free throw situations, or to me, giving a team 10 of 20, I think it was 3-pointers in the second half. To me, it's like at some point somebody's got to get out there and pick up some people. It just, you can't tell me that the scouting report hadn't told them that, hey, these guys, they're gonna shoot 3-pointers. Duh. Anyway, so but you know what though? The thing is, it's still January, and I still have my dear friend who he goes. I told him, I said, hey, the point spread. I said, it's probably, what was it, 1.5, 2, whatever it was.
1.5.
Okay, we covered it. No drama, right? no drama. But I told him, and he said, oh, so I turned it on. He goes, I turned it on, and we were up by 13. So I started listening. But then, he goes, and he blamed me. He said, well, then my heart rate went up. I go, well, sorry about that. So, you know what, though? The guards, those two, the killer bees, all sorts of all the different nicknames and all that stuff for those two young men. Jaden Bradley, Brayden Burries, guys. If after the Tempe game on Saturday, if you guys want some barbecue, I will buy you guys barbecue. Whatever you've got to come over to the house and have some barbecue, because those two men deserve a gold medal today, because they really they carried the team. They did what they needed to do. The big men were not a factor per se, okay? And we still found a way to do it. Now, is it always going to be like that? And once we get into February and the next 3 weeks of this stretch of games, no, it's not. We know it's not. But they may have probably taught themselves some good lessons tonight, and that's good. And I think the accountability thing that Tommy says, hey, they're big boys. They know what they're doing, and I think he's going to bring them in, talk to them. We got 4 days to think about it, and get after it again. And it's going to be fun, guys. As always, bear down. J-Dub, what was that phrase you said that you told me?
Oh, I just reiterated my favorite office quote is, I wish we knew we were in the good old days while you were there. And the idea that, like, a lot of people are, well, who's in the freshman class next year, Kelvin, and what's going to happen in March? And, sometimes you just got to keep 2 feet on the ground and appreciate where you are right now today. And this Arizona men's basketball team and Brent Burton's football team, it's been a good couple of 3 months for Arizona Wildcats athletics. And right now, the number one team undefeated in the country, if you're not appreciating what these boys are bringing and playing for the city, Kelvin, right? Because that's what it's all about. You should be right here, right now, not worried about what's going to happen 6 months or a year from now with the basketball team. Just focus on today.
Amen, brother.
Don't go anywhere, Paul. Since you're here and you chimed in pregame show on the who could beat the book, we might as well do that now to find out who really has all the knowledge here.
Uh-oh. If the Cats beat the spread, it's time to find out how we bet the book and if we beat the book. Bet the Book is sponsored by Casino del Sol. Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
All right, so Arizona was a 1.5-point favorite in this game. The over-under was 166.5. Kelvin, J-Dub, and Paul all took the Wildcats and laid the 1.5 and took the under. DK laid the 1.5 and took the over. 86-83 equals 169. So that's the over. 2 winning tickets for DK.
Winner, chicken dinner.
At least one winning ticket for the rest of you.
That's
there
right. Guys,
you're so proud over such nonsense. I think the funny thing is they scored 19 points in the last minute.
Man.
Yeah, I said it was going to be 9. I felt like it was going to be 92 to 90
minutes.
We had it locked in. It was locked in, J-Dub and Kelvin. We had it. It was locked in.
No,
there was
what ended up happening, all joking aside, what ended up happening is BYU knocked shots down when they needed to, and they made free throws when they needed to, and they had a spirited comeback. I mean, you got to give all the credit to BYU. I mean, tongue-in-cheek about refs and Tony Padilla had nothing to do with BYU's comeback. BYU came. That's a proud team. Those are some damn fine players. Richie Saunders is a very, very good player. AJ's a very good player. Wright's a very good player despite the way he shot tonight. So, no, I mean, the credit all goes to the BYU Cougars for that comeback and to DK for thinking it would be over. I mean, I thought for the vast majority of that game, I thought it was going to be way under. And then all of a sudden, both teams kind of found their footing a little bit and did a lot more scoring in that second half. But, yeah, I mean, it's a good call. It was right there on the cusp. Could have gone either way, but definitely comes in on the over.
And Boyd's going to set up a big meeting in McHale in about 3 weeks?
Yeah. Well, last year's flipped, right? Arizona won up there and lost down here.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
There you go. And I'm going to quote our dear friend Glenn Howell. Up next, the Scummies. And I'll leave you guys with that.
Put the forks away.
Thanks.
All right.
Forks down, guys. Forks down. Thank you.
All right. So DK now plus 12. Kelvin is even. J-Dub is plus 7. No, 8. You're still plus 8. Still plus 8. All right, there we go.
So how was I plus 10 before the game, and now I'm plus 6?
You were plus 8. You were 24 and 16.
For the record, I do not care.
25 and 17.
That's what I said last year when I
8.
won all this nonsense, and I said we all win because we're a team.
There you go.
That's how this works.
All right. You keep believing that.
Yeah, you're a much better dialed in basketball college person than I am. That's for sure.
All right. That's who beat the book tonight. Me.
The book is sponsored by Casino del Sol. Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We'll get another break in here. We'll come back. We will continue to review this game. We'll pass out our Window Depot Glass Cleaner of the Game Award. We'll hear from Tommy and the players from Provo, Utah, and more from you as well. We've got some folks watching the show on YouTube. We'll get to their comments as well as more of you text and calls at 520-848-1290. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. Arizona goes into a raucous house at Marriott Center, 18,239. It was a lot of blue. Lowry Markkinen was in there. There was a lot of people there. Lowry Markkinen was there.
Did you hear the announcers?
The Franchilla, French guy. Yeah.
The Utah Jazz, Larry Markkinen was there because he's a Utah guy.
Is that what they said?
That's exactly what they said. They didn't mention that he was a Wildcat and was there to support his team. They said he was a Utah Jazz player there to see good basketball in Utah. That's what they said.
Is Mike Budenholzer working with the Jazz this year? Is he doing something with them at all?
I don't know.
He was there tonight. Danny Ainge, obviously,
a lot of people
there.
were there.
Yeah,
that was the most celebrities I think I've ever seen in Provo.
The guy that bought our hockey team, he was there.
Well, you know what I kept thinking about Danny Ainge is I was like, he got a chance to see Jaden Bradley. That's all I kept thinking. I was like, Jaden Bradley,
right?
Man, he's making himself some change.
Exactly. All right, Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day is the post-game show. We'll talk to you some more after this timeout on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Life's busy. Errands, kids, work, the I-10 grind. Who's got time to sit at a detail shop?
That's why Recon Auto Detailing comes to me. Mobile detailing keeps my car spotless without losing a minute of my day.
From mobile washes to in-shop ceramic coatings, tint, and paint protection, we're Tucson's one-stop shop for keeping your ride looking new. Convenience, care, confidence, that's Recon Auto Detailing. Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
Wildcat fans, where do you go when the final buzzer sounds? You don't head home. You head to Roadhouse Cinemas and Roadies, Tucson's home court for great food, craft beer, and nonstop fun. At Roadies, you can bowl, throw an axe, play arcade games, or grab a burger while the next game plays on the massive screens. Then, catch the newest movies right next door at Roadhouse Cinemas with luxury recliners and full in-seat dining. Game days, movie nights, anytime. Make it a win at Roadhouse Cinemas and Roadies on the corner of Grant and Swan.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
Hey, Eugene, what's with the giant pile of scratcher tickets?
With these scratchers, I'll win enough dough to enroll in the UberTube car repair classes and finally know how to fix your car right.
Well, then keep on scratching, Eugene.
Good luck on that, guys. But if you need a sure thing, check out Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. No appointment necessary, call ahead's welcome, or just stop by any of the 14 area locations.
And check out our full page of promotions and discounts at jackfurriers.com.
Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, here to get you there.
Hi, I'm Jordan Benjamin with Done Right Services. When your home or business needs HVAC, plumbing services, or electrical work, trust a true local Tucson company, Done Right Services. We pride ourselves on delivering top-notch service, fair pricing, and expert craftsmanship. The job isn't finished unless it's done right. Weekend emergency? No problem. Just give us a call. We're here when you need us. You deserve the best, and Done Right Services delivers. Call us today for a free estimate at 520-369-3966.
Wildcat fans, why wait for a great night's sleep? At Factory Direct Mattress of Tucson, you get comfort for life and deals you can't get anywhere else. Shop top-rated brands like the award-winning Puffy, Lisa, and our FDM lineup, all at Factory Direct Savings. No gimmick, no pressure, just comfort that helps you wake up feeling like a champion. Find us at 3936 West Ina Road or at fdmtucson.com. That's fdmtucson.com. Easy to find, easy to save. Stop by today, sleep better tonight, and get ready for Arizona's next victory.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
You mean they don't use yesterday's newspaper?
No, they use the latest in technology and innovation to eliminate bugs, bees, termites, weeds, and more.
So no as seen on TV salt guns?
Nope, only solutions that target insect biology, using chemistry to help protect the environment, people, and their pets.
You are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Thana Ogden Nation.
Now that's what I call savings. Looking for strength and value? Get $2,000 off a new 2025 Chevy Trailblazer, $3,000 off a 2025 Chevy Traverse, and up to $4,500 off a 2025 Chevy Colorado. That's real muscle, real savings. Right now at O'Reilly Chevrolet. Call us at 747-8000, see us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall, or on the web at O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Day in and day out, we're inundated with commercials asking to review your portfolio or telling you to get a second opinion. This is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management, and I want to share the advice I give people every day. Talk to 3 different advisors at 3 different firms. It's important to understand their differences and find someone you can trust. I want Meridian to be one of your 3, and then you will decide who is best for you. To learn more, call us at 719-1433 today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
As the new year begins, Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing would like to thank you for allowing us to serve Tucson and the surrounding communities for the past 25 years. Whether it is a small water leak or a full air conditioning replacement, we do it all, big or small. For professional service, call Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing at 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at picturoxcooling.com.
Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain, Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Jaden looking's got to get it in, throws it into Pete. Pete hangs it over Saunders and rattles it home. Koa Pete, oh my goodness, what a big shot.
What an individual play there. Arizona gets the best of both worlds, all 30 seconds and the 2 points by Koa Pete.
Koa Pete tonight in the matchup against his buddy, A.J. DeBansa. Koa Pete, 10 points, 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 4 from the line. 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers in 26 minutes. Is he better at hitting jumpers, turnaround jumpers with a hand in his face than he is hitting wide open jumpers?
No.
It just seems like every time that guy gets the ball inside and in a one-on-one situation, he makes that shot, it seems, more consistently when he's open.
Your question was with the hand in his face. The answer is no, and that's because his shot's too flat, Kelvin. Like, that's the one issue with Koa is that his shot, he needs at least 3 or 4 degrees more arch on those shots, and they'll be a lot softer. But my favorite was just the straight face up on AJ, right? Yeah. Where he just stuck it right in his eye, Kelvin. I mean, that was just a face up. There wasn't a head fake. There wasn't a ball fake. He didn't act like he was going to drive around him. He just rose up right into that shot, and that's perfect for Koa.
And what you are saying, DK, is that when someone puts their hand in your face, it does help your arc sometimes.
Right,
when you
yeah,
get it
yeah,
a little
absolutely.
higher.
Gets it up a little bit
when
more.
When sometimes when you're wide open, it's just be flat because of your normal shot. But sometimes with that hand in your face, you get it a little higher.
I think it's a pretty universal thing for the most part that great players always see a hand in their face. Yeah. And so it's like there's more of the opposite of that, where if there's nobody, Kelvin, nearby you and you're wide open, right, you'll miss that a little more often because, Koa's used to having a lot of extra defensive attention. So he's seen a lot of hands rising up. And that's why if you look, when he actually does spin back to take that J, he rises with all of his vert. Like he gets up as high as he can on those shots. Because Kelvin, I mean, was he 6'8", 6'9", and maybe not the longest arms ever, but with the way his form is, he gets it off pretty high. He can get it over any defender. But yeah, I mean, I think great players, DK, make tough shots, and when there's a defender in your face, all the better.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Real Green Hat Podcast checks in on YouTube watching the show tonight. He says, I would be curious the statistics on quantity of fouls called and quantity of tech flag fouls called during Padilla games, Tony Padilla games versus any other game. And same timing on the calls, game influencing calls every time. So quite a few people chiming in
now,
on Mr. Padilla tonight.
Tony Padilla, if I'm not mistaken, has reffed like 5 Final Fours. I mean, he's considered to be one of the refs who does, because they get graded throughout the season, and then they don't get to the Final Four unless they've made a certain grade. I'm not here to say Tony Padilla is the worst ref ever or any of those things. It just seems questionable that it's the same guys, Kelvin. Like, if you see different ref crews all year long and you might, I could have seen that go a different way or that kind of thing. But when one ref calls pivotal calls right at the very end of games that you might not have seen called 2 minutes into the game, and you're calling that with 30 seconds to go, change of possession, 2 shots and the ball, those kind of fouls are just puzzling.
I'm being honest with you on that last possession. When Burries went up and blocked that shot, I was looking for Padilla. I was like, that was some contact.
Yeah, no.
I thought he was on the line right there. I mean, usually they swallow the whistle at that point in the game, but you just never know. They get caught up, especially in comebacks like that.
We saw at times in this game both Brayden Burries and Jaden Bradley. And we've seen it all season when Jaden is very adept to taking the ball to the hole, drawing contact, and still getting his shot up, getting fouls and that type of things. Do you think, though, at times, because a couple of times it looked more like the Wildcats, whether that was Burries or Bradley, almost initiated that contact more with their chest or shoulder. Do you think those plays get called more in the Pac-12 than they do now in the Big 12, where the guards have a little bit more leeway to put their shoulder into defender on the drive and initiate that contact to maybe get a call or to be able to get a bucket?
Yeah, in the Pac-12, they're gonna call that every time. But in the Big 12,
on the offense, or they're gonna call it on the offense, is what you're saying, or they're gonna call it on the defense?
And well, either way, it's gonna be a call. It's gonna be a call. Whereas in the Big 12, a lot of times you play through that. So that's the reason why they're doing it, because they think they're not gonna get the foul. Right. So every now and then you be a little aggressive, and we say this all the time. I'd rather my guy be a little aggressive than having to pump him up and try to tell him to get to the basket. So I don't mind that. As an offensive player, you want to bump the defensive player because it gets him off balance, because when you bump a guy, he can't get off his jump. So you're bumping him so you can go up into your shot. So it's going to happen sometimes. You're going to get an offensive foul here and there, but usually it goes against the defense because you got him moving.
Yeah, I think it's more, there's two different scenarios. There's the offensive player creates the contact, in which case it can easily be called an offensive foul. But what I'm seeing more often is the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the Luka Doncic, the best scorers in the NBA these days have gotten very adept, Kelvin, at exaggerating the contact. So yes, there was contact, but maybe less so than there was in the play before. But if you're smart about exaggerating that contact, and what you're talking about is jumping more or less towards a shot blocker, creating some kind of contact from those drivers, while you're talking about them, I'll tell you why Jaden Bradley and Brayden Burries got busy tonight. It's because you got to have all three levels of scoring. I'm so sick of this everything at the rim and three-pointers, Kelvin. You know what they did? You know what Kevin Young did? Took away the rim. Took away the three-pointers. So what was available? Everything from 8 to 14 feet. And so all of their early buckets, especially early on, was either a transition right at the, like Burries had how many transition layups, but if he wasn't making transition layups or threes, Kelvin, he was penetrating two dribbles, rising up over the top of those defenders. JB got a whole bunch of mid-range stuff going in that first half. They were just really smart at taking what the defense gave them. And what was open, the shot blockers were worried about what? They were worried about Mo Krivas dunking on them. They were worried about Tobe Awaka, Koa P coming. So that there is this offense and the style of this balanced team with scoring from the guards, scoring from the center, scoring from the forwards. That middle is more often than not, Kelvin, going to be available for those guards.
Well, what happened was their game plan was thinking that Burries and Bradley couldn't beat them. They thought that let's take away the paint, let's take away the two-point attempts, let's take away the dominance from their guys on the inside, and let's see if these guards beat us. And they rolled the dice, and it didn't work. He got snake eyes. It just didn't work for them.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Let's head back out to Marriott Center in Provo, Utah, and hear a little bit of what Kevin Young, the head coach of the BYU Cougars, had to say after tonight's loss by his team. Third loss of the season. They've lost now to three ranked teams, UConn and Arizona and Texas Tech, 86-83. Kevin Young after the game.
Coach, the last shot, was there opportunity to maybe get AJ the ball, or were you happy with what Rob did?
I mean, it's a two option play. And so they did a good job of taking the first option away. And, Rob got the ball, within 2 feet of the basket, and felt pretty good about that. Probably a little bit more time on the clock. They collapsed. Maybe could have found something. But, Rob's a gamer. We saw it at the Garden. I trust him in those moments. Quite frankly, him and AJ, neither one of them really had it going, but those are our guys. We're going to ride and die with them. So, like I said, the first option was to get AJ the ball. They clogged the area we were trying to get it to, and then we got the ball in Rob's hands to make a play.
Take us through that final minute, just all the comebacks that you guys mounted in that final stanza.
Man, I got to break that one down on the film because there was so much going on. I just watched a little bit of it. I mean, we were down 10 with like a minute 2 to go, which is insane. But, it just says a lot about our team, the fight. We spent a lot of time on situational things. I thought, we executed about as good as you can to overcome that type of a deficit. And so there's a lot of things we can, take from that as far as putting it in our kind of memory bank and experience. And that's obviously a positive.
Are you encouraged by the performance you got from Moon tonight? He kind of broke out of his slump from the perimeter, 0.5 away.
Yeah, I don't see how you can't be. You know, he's had a rough go. He's a tough kid, you know, and he stepped up and made plays.
How'd you feel about the, as you called it, the paint mentality coming into this game? How'd you feel they handled that in this game?
Good, not great. You know, and we only forced them to shoot 12 threes, you know. Just too many mistakes, you know, and they were plus 14 on the free throw line. You know, I'm not going to go at the officials. You know, every night it can go either way. I thought there was some marginal contact on some of them, but that part is what it is. We just didn't have not enough execution defensively with showing a crowd like we wanted to. You know, I will say I thought our guys did a great job. Ironically, the paint points weren't even from the bigs. You know, it was really the two guards that were having their way. You have to give them credit. You know, Burries is a really good player. First time I've really seen him up close. You know, he's big. He's got a great pace to his game. I thought Bradley was just an absolute dog. You know, he's getting wherever he wants to. We started putting two on the ball more to kind of keep him out of the paint, which helped. But look, man, they're a good team, and they exposed, you know, us with their guards. But again, I thought coming into it, I was more worried about their bigs. I thought we did a good job on their bigs.
All right, that was Kevin Young after the ball game, and that was one of the things that I kind of really took away from this as well. Is just the entire night, those two kids, Brayden Burries and Jaden Bradley, pushing the ball, and really everybody pushing the ball into the paint on the drive. We saw it basically from pretty much every position, but those two guys kind of led the way in making sure, like you mentioned, it wasn't so much the bigs, but it was everybody else. It was them. It was Yvonne, you know, getting his shots at the rim like he always does. Really pushing the ball into the paint was very impressive about the way this Arizona team went about it offensively.
Well, that's what we've been talking about all week, Kelvin, is like people may talk about three-point percentages and volume of three-pointers, but this Arizona team is built to dominate you from the inside out. And what Kevin said there is, or Coach Young said, was we tried to force them to take threes. 4 in the second half. 4 3-point attempts for the entire second half for Arizona. Yeah. So clearly, you know, Coach Lloyd often says, I don't tell the guys not to take threes, but Kelvin, I mean, clearly the game plan is don't settle for threes when you can get to the rim and create rim pressure.
My uncle taught me years ago. He said, if they can't guard you, why would you shoot threes and let them off the hook? Take it to them. And that's what our guys were doing. You taking it to them and then you get into a sweep. A lot of people don't know. I don't have to get all the way to the bucket for it to be a layup. Right? It's a layup. Once I get to about 15, 12 feet, that's a layup. And you see Jaden Bradley, man, he was having a good time. He was in his element because he knew early on that they were taking away the bigs. He had a sense early, same as Burries, you know, and that probably came from the coaches telling them, hey, I know this team, I know their strategy. They're gonna do whatever they have to do to take away the bigs. You guys gonna have to push the pace. They were pushing the ball faster up the court than normally. And the reason why you do that is you try not to let the defense set up. BYU is the type of team that was going to be switching their defenses. I thought they got caught in between a couple times trying to figure out if they was in man or 2-3, which gave up a couple nice little mid-range shots, which the guys knocked down. So I just think that, again, man, having a full team is really what this is all about. Because, I mean, you can come in with your game plan and they could just crush it. And you can't, and let's go back to the three-point. You can't force guys to like the Jaden Bradley and Burries, who's an older guard freshman that comes from a basketball family. You can't force those guys to shoot threes, DK, because they were taught that attack, get the team in foul trouble, put pressure on the rim so your big guys can get offensive rebounds so they can get into the game. Because you saw today when a Walker got one of those ball in the post, I thought he was a football player. Did you see? I was like, whoa, man. He looked a little frustrated there the way he was throwing his arm into the guy. I thought he was going to get a technical. But, yeah, man, they had that thing all crowded up. And your guards just got to step up and loosen it up. Now the other team is going to try to take away the guards, and the big is going to have a great game. It just goes back and forward. And as a team, you don't care how you win, you just take the dub.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a game plan. There are game plans because there's always adjustments being made throughout the entire game. And as Kelvin laid out right there, like they clearly were trying to take away the three and anything at the rim. Mid-range was open. They had to switch things up. I was surprised, Kelvin, that we didn't quite see as much 2-3 as maybe I thought we would. Because you mentioned the other day they were playing Utah, and they were trying a little bit of 2-3 late in that game, kind of getting used to it. But I'm trying to count. I know there were 2 or 3 solid possessions. They might have tried to switch back and forth, like when the ball went out of bounds, it played man, ball goes out of bounds, come back in, you might play set up with the 2-3. But it seemed to me like they were pretty dead set on doing that straight man like they were doing the whole season, because 2-3 just wasn't comfortable enough or whatever, because it would have helped them, Kelvin, I think, to confuse Jaden Bradley and Brayden Burries at stretches of that game. They felt very comfortable, like they weren't worried about what the defense was doing.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. All right, let's hand out our Window Depot Glass Cleaner of the Game award for tonight. Like we mentioned earlier, nobody in double figures tonight. You had, with 8 rebounds tonight, Motias Krivas. With 7 rebounds tonight, Toby Owaka. Ivan Karchinkov next with 6. This is a tough one tonight, because
can I go first?
I'll let you go first. Yes.
My vote tonight is for Richie Saunders, because I haven't given it to an opponent all year long, because Arizona's just been so dominant in the rebounds. Richie Saunders, the senior guard, led the game with 9 boards and a lot of long rebounds. Say what you will, but the fact that BYU, one of the reasons they hung around in this game, guys, is because they came really damn close to actually beating Arizona in the rebounding margin. I think Arizona finished, 2 ahead to end the game?
Yeah, 39-37.
So for the first time all season, I'll give it, especially because he's a guard, and especially because he's maybe 6'5" and not the biggest dude, 9 rebounds in that game with the Keba Ketas and the Tobe Awakas around to out-rebound those guys. I'll just give it to him tonight.
All right. I can't give it to a guy from the. I have to give it to somebody from the winning team. But Kelvin, who's your choice?
Didn't we say, because I don't have it in front of me, Krivas played 21 minutes?
He did, yeah. He did not play much.
And 8 rebounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's it for me right there. Because I thought the ones that he did get were dominant rebounds. Again, didn't get to play a lot of minutes, but I think if he would have got, 30, he would have easily got 11.
Yeah, only 3 in the second half. He only played 10 minutes in the second half, 11 in the first.
Oh, man. Well,
by the way, I only gave it to Richie Saunders knowing that you two would have a consensus on the Arizona Wildcat that deserves to win it. So please don't give it to Richie Saunders.
I don't know if we have a consensus. This might be one of the toughest, because I'm trying to remember an impactful board situation, and I keep going back every time I'm thinking impactful tonight. I'm thinking more Toby than Mo tonight, even though again it was not. It came down to just a few either way, but I'm gonna.
Let's see who had the most offensive rebounds.
Nobody had more than one.
Nobody. They all had one.
Nobody had more than one.
Only 7 for the game.
Thing. Yeah, that was the other thing in the ball game.
They did a good job boxing out.
Yeah, they did. They did. They had a good scheme.
Yeah.
And you had said that. You said that BYU better send, a bunch of. You said Arizona's going to send a bunch, so BYU has to stay back and not run.
You know who I'm going to give it to? I'm going to give it to Brayden Burries, because he stole that last one from Toby Owaka. Did you see at the end of the game right there? He literally took it. He took it. I think it was right before he got fouled, or he took that ball from Toby Owaka. And that was it's funny because we talked about that early in the season. Is sometimes you got to go and take that ball from Toby Owaka, and I was that was the one that kind of stood out to me tonight, was Brayden Burries taking that one defensive rebound from Toby Owaka.
So the default winner is Toby Owaka, wins the Toby Owaka Window Depot Glass Cleaner.
So we'll split it. We'll split it between our two guys, Motias Krivas and Brayden Burries. Are your co-Window Depot glass cleaners of the game tonight. Window Depot, lowest prices, biggest inventory. Shop the WindowDepot.com. 86-83, number 1 Arizona over 13th ranked BYU on the road in Provo. All right, when we come back, we'll hear from the players. We'll hear from Arizona's players, and then we'll save Tommy Lloyd for the end. Looks like Brayden and Jaden, of course, were the 2 players. So we'll hear from them when we come back. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Everyone loves to get together for food, fun, and sports. But what's the best spot? I'm Josh Bishop, owner of Fork and Fire, Catalina, and Oro Valley. My brother, best friend, and I have been cooking for one another and for our neighbors for years. And and we get to live our passion every day at Fork and Fire. At our Catalina Grill, you'll love the elevated bar fare and barbecue, served in our relaxed and fun neighborhood grill. Fork and Fire Catalina, where great food meets good times and a strong community. Bring everyone on down to Fork and Fire in Catalina and Oro Valley.
Up your game in a new Buick or GMC from Royal Buick GMC. At Royal, we always deliver a quality vehicle at a great price. Score a great deal with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff and our transparent online pricing. Plus, Royal offers a 72-hour buyback guarantee. Score big at Royal Buick GMC, the dealership that's different. See dealer for details. Royal Buick GMC in the Tucson Auto Mall or RoyalTucson.com.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Hey, Eugene, what's with the giant pile of scratcher tickets?
With these scratchers, I'll win enough dough to enroll in the UberTube car repair classes and finally know how to fix your car right.
Well, then keep on scratching, Eugene.
Good luck on that, guys. But if you need a sure thing, check out Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. No appointment necessary, call ahead's welcome, or just stop by any of the 14 area locations.
And check out our full page of promotions and discounts at jackfurriers.com.
Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, here to get you there.
Coach, Tommy Lloyd here. Right Way has important news.
Thinking about replacing your heating and air system? It's free furnace season at Right Way.
These are some of the slowest months of the year. We have equipment in stock and our crews are available.
And we're including an 80% furnace absolutely free with the purchase of an air conditioning system.
And if that's not enough, we're offering up to 60 months no interest financing, manufacturer and energy efficiency rebates, and 10-year parts and labor warranty.
Call or text 520-200-2422 today or visit rightwayac.com.
If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Thana Ogden Nation.
Back your hometown favorite. Get your very own exclusive University of Arizona debit card from Hughes Federal Credit Union. Pair your new card with a free checking account that earns dividends with no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and convenient 24/7 online and mobile banking. Visit one of our 7 convenient branch locations to get your card instantly or open an account online at hughesfcu.org/wildcats. Show your Wildcat spirit all year long with Hughes Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street or explore our offerings online at azcommerciallighting.com. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez at Meridian Wealth Management, and one of the hardest things I witness is when someone passes and they hadn't updated their beneficiaries properly beforehand. We all experience change in our lives, marriage, divorce, kids, and we work very hard for what we have. Leaving your legacy exactly the way you desire is important. This is your reminder to review all of your beneficiary designations today and at least annually. Seek guidance if you need it. Call our office at 520-719-4600. 1433 for more information.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. 6 model homes are now open to tour at Del Webb at Rockin' K. Here, life is about more than just beautiful homes. It's about the experiences waiting outside your front door at this new 55-plus active adult neighborhood. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Bear down, Wildcat Nation. Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, a full wrap-up of today's Wildcats contest. Top takeaways, reaction from the players and head coach Tommy Lloyd, plus your thoughts on what you saw. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is your home for Arizona basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
So I got something set up from here. Right down, right spin move down the lane. Turns layup blocked by Burries. Grabs the ball down in the corner and he's fouled with 2.1 to go. Oh my goodness.
Game-saving block there by...
What defense by the Arizona Wildcats down the stretch. Jaden Bradley stopping Robert Wright III's drive, and then Brayden Burries coming from behind. At first, I thought it was Motias Krivas that blocked that shot, but it was, in fact, Burries from behind. Krivas was also there to provide some paint protection, and the Wildcats hold on. I don't think anybody thought that BYU would have the ball with a chance to win the ball game in the final 15 seconds. But that's what happened tonight as the Wildcats built a huge lead in the second half of the game tonight, as they were up in that second half by as many as 19 points with about 11 minutes to go. And the lead just whittled down as BYU hit 3-point shot after 3-point shot and had a chance to win.
It whittled with 51 seconds to go is when they had an 8-point lead. So they had an 8-point lead with 51 seconds to go, and it was just the Kebaketa layup and then that three. AJ had a couple free throws, but they really closed the gap, guys, in the last 40 seconds of the game.
Kebaketa, that was my guy I thought might be a pest. 6 points tonight on 3 of 5. He did have 8 rebounds and blocked a couple of shots. So he made his presence known in the ball game for sure. Robert Wright III was the guy that Kelvin liked coming in. 3 of 16 from the field, only 7 points, only 1 of 5 from 3 in the ball game. Did have 5 assists and only 1 turnover and had a couple of steals.
You know why? It's because the coaching staff for Arizona also thought Robert Wright was going to be a pest. That's why he only went 3 for 16.
Yeah. And Richie Saunders, 18 points, 7 of 11. He got hot.
Yeah, I think he was
7 from 3, 9 rebounds.
4 for 8. I think he made his last 3 shots. So he was struggling from the field for the most part. Like I said, I did do the math, and all 3 of those guys, they take 65% of the shots for BYU. Those 3 players. They shot 31% combined tonight.
Kennard Davis, who we didn't know was going to play, he was a game-time decision, and he was the one that really did damage down the stretch.
This is, what does it mean to be the number 1 team with Arizona across your chest, Kelvin? It means a guy who was 0 for his last 14 threes is going to go 4 for 5, right? Those nights, I'm serious because, you get a lot of guys, they've been waiting their whole lives for games like this. It's just a different element. And so you're going to see that more often than not, that a guy that might have been struggling just suddenly finds himself. And, Kennard Davis had been struggling mightily from the field. I think it was something like 0 for 15 from 3 and goes 5 for 8 tonight. So
520-848-1290. Our guy K-Dub. We have J-Dub, but K-Dub checks in again on the postgame show. Wow, Arizona dominated, but what the F? I've been critical of Tommy and his end-of-game coaching, and defensive strategy and letting BYU take uncontested threes and hope they miss? Why are Tommy's teams allergic to defending the three? Remember my concern about JB last game? Concern answered. JB really reminds me of CP3. Those middies and free throws are big against these good teams. Guard play is what wins Final Fours. I feel great about ours. K-Dub there.
So I've never said this before. Oh, I said it this season once. But Kelvin, it's just disrespectful to even make the comparison. But nobody has ever reminded me of senior Jason Terry until a lot of these midi games that we're seeing from Jaden Bradley. I mean, his confidence and his ability under pressure in those moments. He did 4 different types of spin middies. One with a little flick, one where he faded back, one where he's off to the side a little bit. Just his composure and his entire grasp of balance in those pressure moments after Kelvin doing a spin to get around a big, crossing over to get past a guard and rising up into that 12-footer as if he's sitting there in Richard Jefferson Gymnasium, right? Just knocking down a shot by himself. You could tell. You could tell he's been around. You could tell he's built for this moment because he's been in a lot of these moments. He's just playing so confident and so smooth.
Playing this game, and I always talk about that when guys play. That's how he played in high school. That's how he played when he made McDonald's All-American. He's back in his element. He don't have to, let Caleb run it. This is his team. It's his time to shine, and he had a chance to watch other guards. He had a chance to watch other guys when he was at Alabama, and now he understands exactly how he want to get the job done. So he's just comfortable because he's playing his actual game that he normally plays.
K-Dub also asking if we are going to be in Tempe on Saturday for the ASU game. We will not be in Tempe. We'll be down here in studio for you. So, but if you're headed up there, let us know. We'd love to hear your plans on going into Devil territory to watch the Wildcats on Saturday. Another noon affair.
Do I have to be the one to say that it might be the last time we get to see Coach Hurley on the sidelines for one of these games?
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, his contract's up after this year, right?
Yeah. I mean, that is correct. That is correct. You never know. Could be interesting there on Saturday. But no, Kata, we will not be there this Saturday. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We appreciate you chiming in. Let's head back over to Marriott Center in Provo. We'll get an opening statement from Tommy and hear from the players. We'll just give you that part, and then we'll come back to Tommy a little bit later. But opening statement from Tommy, and then Brayden and Jaden after a 86-83 win for number 1 Arizona over BYU.
Okay. Obviously, great game, great environment. BYU's a tough place to win, and we knew it was going to be a real challenge. I thought for long stretches in the game we played great, and and they seem to have the ability to do. They surmounted a hard charge at the end, and fortunate for us, I didn't think it was going to get to that point, but it did. I mean, they had the ball with 11 seconds to go, down 1, and Brayden came up with a big time defensive play, and got the rebound and made 2 free throws. So it's a big time finish for us. And, we've been talking a lot about that, from going back to this summer, that there's going to be some games that come down to getting 1 stop. And we haven't been in a lot of them. So it was great to experience that and have it come out, our way.
Questions for Jaden or Brayden, please, first.
Brayden, take us through that final block. Rob Wright had hit a game winner earlier this year against Clemson. What were you thinking as the play unfolded?
Honestly, I was just thinking, my teammates have been having my back this whole year, and, that was the least I can do is help them in that position right there. So I just wanted to help them miss the shot and just try to get the rebound, and I seen that he was open. I just went for the block.
Jaden, what got you and Brayden going so early in this game, in your opinion?
I just feel like just making easy plays. Our bigs did a great job of creating open lanes and and shots for us, and so we just were able to hit those, and we had the flow early. So that was all.
Brayden and Jaden in this one, but they seem to have a concerted effort to take away the rim. You guys both hit a number of mid-range jump shots. Was that something you planned on prior to the game, knowing that they would try to play drop coverage, or how did that come about while playing the game? Was it just all feel, or was that a preconceived decision that you guys would be looking for shots in the mid-range?
I think it was just more like a read and react type of flow. That they're so far behind that you just shoot the midi. If they come up, you go all the way. Pretty simple.
Coach, I feel like you executed the scouting for ball, so you had 24 points. But I mean, AJ's really good. I mean, like you can do a great job on AJ, and he can still score 30. I mean, just he's a really unique player in college. We haven't seen a lot of guys like him that just are so proficient at getting fouled. So it makes for a tough guard. I mean, a lot of our guys haven't played against him, so especially, and then none of them played against him in a college setting because obviously he's continuing to get better. So, I thought once we got through the initial kind of feel of how to guard him, I thought our guys did a pretty good job.
Any other questions for the players? I'm going to let them go.
Yeah, Jaden,
go ahead, Saul.
Jaden, down the stretch of a couple of games this year, you guys have had a little bit of trouble like beating the press. What do you learn from this game since it's been such a long stretch in between the last time it kind of happened?
That's what we work on in practice. On the road, games are going to come down to, being press breaks, and I feel like we did a decent job. We got to watch the film, still got a lot of stuff to clean up. I shouldn't have got to that point, but, we did a great job, and we still got a lot to clean up.
Brayden, just in terms of the freshman class, you, Koa, AJ, what do you make of all the hoopla you guys are getting as one of the best freshman classes in the country?
I feel like we just getting better each and every day. Even I feel like we have the best freshmen on our team in the whole nation with Yvonne, CD, Mabel, Dwayne. And, it's just getting better every day and just continue to have that growth mindset. That's what we need.
In the back, yep.
Yeah, obviously AJ's had plenty of hype coming in, but you as a freshman, was that a matchup you were looking forward to?
Yeah, of course, because, he's one of the better players out there. But I kind of go into every game just trying to dominate in every aspect, rebounding, defending, playmaking.
Anything else for the players?
Jaden, it seemed like some of these, especially on the road, are you playing? Do you feel like you're playing more aggressively, or it seemed like tonight really came out?
Just taking with the defense, what they're giving us. They were in the gaps, and my teammates believe in me, throwing me the throw ahead passes, and just trying to go out there and play for my teammates.
All right, let the players go. Coach, stick around for a few more minutes.
All right, that were the players. We'll hear from Tommy Lloyd coming up a little bit later as he finishes out the press conference there. 86-83. The final score in Provo, Utah. Number 1 Arizona, now 21-0 on the season, heading back to the desert to take on their rivals from Tempe on Saturday at noon. So looking forward to that. We'll be on the air at 8:30 in the morning from Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. All right, we'll take a break here. We'll come back. We will get our keys to the game, review what we thought the Wildcats needed to do to win, and more. Still got the scoreboard. Not a lot of games. It's going to be a short scoreboard. There are really only other two games played tonight, but we'll get you those coming up as well. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day continues after this timeout on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage rolls on. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by ABC Heating and Cooling, Arizona Commercial Lighting, Blue Sky Pest Control, Broadway and Tucson's 20th anniversary season, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, First Choice Pools, Goldberg and Osborne, The Injury Lawyers, Gospel Rescue Mission, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Shamrock Heating and Cooling, Showtime Sports Cards, Tucson Appliance Company, JT Auto, Lexus of Tucson, Mr. Rooter, Recon Auto Detail, Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Rocking K, a master plan community designed by nature, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
Advantage Air Mechanical, the team you can trust. Call 792-9400.
When it comes to the comfort and indoor air quality of your home and office, Advantage Air Mechanical has you covered. Breathing healthy air and having reliable air conditioning is important. If you or someone you know is in need of air conditioning services or a new system installation, we are here to help. Advantage Air Mechanical, 792-9400. AZROC 214570.
Looking for quality windows without the wait? Come to the Window Depot. We carry a huge selection of Milgard windows, in stock now and ready for pickup. Need something custom? No problem. From new construction to full home replacement, we'll help you order the perfect Milgard windows built to fit your space, style, and budget. Whether you're a homeowner or contractor, the Window Depot makes it easy to get the windows you need fast. Visit thewindowdepot.com to find a location near you and see why we're your Milgard window experts.
Up your game in a new Buick or GMC from Royal Buick GMC. At Royal, we always deliver a quality vehicle at a great price. Score a great deal with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff and our transparent online pricing. Plus, Royal offers a 72-hour buyback guarantee. Score big at Royal Buick GMC, the dealership that's different. See dealer for details. Royal Buick GMC in the Tucson Auto Mall or RoyalTucson.com.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
We are the rush, the pulse, the thrill you didn't see coming. Welcome to Club Soul at Casino del Sol, where Tucson's best just got better. Join Club Soul today and get $20 free play. That's right, your first play is on us. Play, earn, and unlock exclusive rewards that take your experience to the next level. More thrills, more perks, more of what makes Casino del Sol unforgettable. We are Club Soul, only at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Enterprise of the Bosco Yaqui Tribe.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
You mean they don't use yesterday's newspaper?
No, they use the latest in technology and innovation to eliminate bugs, bees, termites, weeds, and more.
So no as seen on TV salt guns?
Nope, only solutions that target insect biology, using chemistry to help protect the environment, people, and their pets.
You are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
Broadway in Tucson presents the 20th anniversary season featuring 7 Tucson premieres, including Disney's Beauty and the Beast, Hell's Kitchen, Moulin Rouge, The Wiz, Back to the Future, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and more. Secure your signature season tickets today and get the best seats at the lowest prices. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your 2025-2026 season tickets today.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
For over 30 years, Tucson has been putting its trust in First Chiropractic for auto and on-the-job injuries. They're locally owned and a proud sponsor of the U of A radio broadcasts. So if you've been injured, make the right choice. First
Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Ugh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the neighborly done right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed.
Much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing,
a neighborly company.
Looking for top-notch lumber and framing? Johnson Manley Lumber has been your trusted expert since 1970, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. Our experienced teams, cutting-edge technology, and reliable supply chain ensure your framing is on time and on budget every time. We're proud to be employee-owned and community-rooted in Tucson. Learn more at johnsonmanley.net. Proud supporter of the University of Arizona radio broadcast. Go Wildcats.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain, Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Bradley on the screen from Trevis, double team, bounce the ball up to Burries, get it to Pete, right elbow, 7 to shoot, he'll shoot over to Bonson, score it.
Really nice shot there by Koa. Pete, he's really shown a nice ability to catch face and shoot that 12-footer consistently all year.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. With a hand in his face, Koa Pete, 10 points in the game. Only 4 guys in double figures tonight. Toby came close with his 9. 29 for Jaden Bradley. I'm sorry, 29 for Brayden Burries, 26 for Jaden Bradley. 10 and 10 for Yvonne and Koa Pete, and then 9 for Toby Iwaka. Nobody else had more than 2. Motier Escrivas 2. Dwayne Aristo took 1 shot. It was a 3, 2 rebounds in 15 minutes. Anthony Del Orso missed all 3 of his shots, including a couple of 3-pointers. And so there you go. Came off, had a nice outing, but never really got into the flow of tonight's game. Although he did show up a little bit on the defensive end, as he has continued to at times. Anthony Del Orso, he drew had an air ball in his first shot, but then had a really nice charge that he drew off of after missing a field goal at the other end, came right back down, played defense, and drew a charge. So
yeah, there's a lot
good
of
to
stuff
see there.
that's not in the box score. Like he got switched out on AJ a few times, I noticed, and got hand up enough. Now AJ could have made those shots, but he missed those shots, and that's a defended play in which the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft had Anthony Del Orso on him and did not make the shot. So you got to give credit for that.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Final few chances for you to get in with us before we get out of here. Let's review what we thought the Wildcats needed to do to win this game tonight.
Wildcats fans, what are the big keys for today's game? Our keys to the game are brought to you by Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive Group, the dealership that is different.
All right, my number 1 key, guys, is I think you got to keep, again, A.J. DeMonza, coming off a game, he scored 43 points. He can score at all 3 levels. He gets to the basket better than any freshman that I've seen this year. But I think the key is going to be keeping him off the free throw line tonight, because if he goes to the line 10-plus times in this game, Arizona could have real big issues. And I'll go back, and I know our guy Fred in Jersey's talked about it a lot. The fouling. This is not the guy you want to foul tonight in A.J. DeMonza. He's a very good free throw shooter, and he goes to the line a lot. So if you can keep him off the line, I think you've got a shot tonight. Let's keep him under 5 free throws. What do you say in this game tonight? I think also the other thing I've always talked about in games like this on the road, defend the 3-point line. They're going to be at home. They're going to have that crowd, and threes are going to get that joint jumping at the Marriott Center. So contesting at the 3-point line going to be equally important in this ball game tonight. And I think if the Wildcats can, again, keep the turnovers down like they've done in some of these big games, West Virginia over the weekend, at Alabama, keep those turnovers 7 or under. Give yourself those possessions, extra possessions. I think that's going to be key tonight for the Wildcats as well in this huge road game in Provo. Kelvin, what do you think? The Wildcats. Well, the 13 turnovers is not bad. It was a lot better for a majority of the game. I think it got a little out of whack there. Towards the end.
Well, like technicals and all those other things, those are all change of possessions.
Yeah.
And those are turnovers.
Exactly.
So, some funkiness down the stretch. Yeah.
But I really liked. There was a time early on. I think I tweeted out what they were. They were up 13 I think it was 13 points off turnovers off of 12 that they had. The BYU had. BYU ended it with 12, so they did a really good job of taking care of the ball down the stretch. Because I think they were at that 12 pretty early in the game.
Cats
in the
only
second
had
half.
2 total in the first half.
Yeah.
2 total turnovers in the first half.
So again, it's hard to guard AJ DeBansa.
He kicks his leg out a little bit. Like one of those threes, like when he got the 3 free throws, that ESPN wouldn't even show the replay because it was pretty egregious. And that's fine. The issue is that when you've got a 6'9" super athlete who's crazy skilled, right? I mean, they're always, Kelvin, going to get the benefit. And he got fouled. Most of those calls, he got fouled because he created an angle. He's so long. Those step throughs when he pivots and steps through, like that one he had late. But, it's tough when a guy like that starts getting all the calls because then they just get all the calls, right? And there was a couple there that I would maybe like to have seen a different result or at least got to see a better angle or a replay on them. But there's no doubt. I mean, I think asking for 5 free throws from him was a great ask. And I don't know that AJ will shoot less than 5 free throws in any game that he attempts to go to the rim. He's just the kind of guy that's going to draw a lot of fouls.
I mean, fortunately for the Wildcats, if he shoots better from distance, they probably don't win this game tonight. But he did not have a good
that's
night.
not what he does.
No.
Right. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's what you want him to do.
Yeah. I mean, 1 for 8. But again, he had 4 or 5 in the last game, so he had shown that he could make them. Tonight just wasn't the night that those were going in for him. Who's next, Kelvin or Jaden?
Well, I think you definitely covered it on AJ, but I also want to add with AJ, I think you want to be there on the catch, but you want to give him a little room. I think he's only shot like 53s this year, so give him a little room because he wants to drive. You don't want to overplay him and give him back doors and give him easy access to get to the rim too fast for the help to come. With that being said, I want the help to be early to force him to shoot the pull-up jumper. If he's going to beat you, make him beat you with the pull-up jumper. As far as the other guys go, I think you have to stay with him. You can't leave to come and help off of him with guards. I think it has to be a big, and the backside guard have to dig down. So the defensive rotation is going to have to be tight. I think we have to be prepared to play against a 2-3 zone or some form of zone. So our zone offense has to be on deck and ready to go. I think we need to send at least 3 guys to the boards. As far as on the offensive boards, I think it'll force them to send all 5 guys to rebound and to take away some fast break opportunities.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with it. I was pretty happy with it. One of the things, you guys were just talking about it, him shooting 8 threes, that's a win.
Right.
And that's what I said, play off of him a little bit. Entice him to shoot that 3. And if he do drive, you want to have bodies there. He did get a few fouls, and I was worried, especially, when I seen a Walker guarding him. I would have never thought that would have been the matchup. And I wouldn't have thought Pete. I thought from the beginning, I thought we would have Korchinkov on him. But, again, I understand with the screening and everything, you get the switches, so you get guys right where you end up wanting them to be anyway. And we were switching on the perimeter, and all the guys did a good job when they switched out on them. But I just thought that, with a guy that could put it on the floor, that's a tough guard for both Pete and a Walker.
And to be fair, that's an NBA offense. And what I mean by that is he's trying to hunt mismatches, and when you get mismatches, you get scrambles. And when you get scrambles, you get wide open shooters. There's 4 shooters on the court at all times with Keba Keita. So the whole idea is getting AJ with a mismatch that he can take advantage of. And if it gets walled off at the rim, Kelvin, there's 4 shooters waiting out there. That's the way Kevin Young's offense is designed. So you want AJ DeBansa to shoot as many threes as possible. You don't want him penetrating to the elbow and then finding open shooters in the corner like Richie Saunders. That's a long night.
Your keys, Mr.
Yeah, for
Matt.
me, I think it just starts with generally making it tough on AJ and Richie Saunders. I think those are the 2 guys that make the team go. Robert Wright III obviously can get busy with it, the sophomore transfer from Baylor. But it's really Richie Saunders, the senior, AJ DeBansa, the freshman. I'd like to see under 45% field goals in general. They're going to see multiple defenders. We'll see Aristode. We'll see Korchinkov. We'll see JB on some of those guys at times. Just make sure you keep a hand in their face. The philosophy is either let them get theirs because the other guys can't, or you try to shut down their main scorers. Those are their 2 main scorers. I just don't think that the support staff can knock down big shots with other defenders in their face if you take care of them. Secondly, I'd like to see him go right at Kebakeda. I think he comes off his man to block shots a lot. And the way that Arizona plays inside out, if you force the ball inside to Mateus Krivas, to Tobe Awake when he gets in there, go right at Kebakeda's chest. He only plays about 21 minutes, but he's an impact guy. And third, take care of the ball. I think less than 12, maybe 15 at most turnovers. The two losses that this Cougars team have is when they were underwater on more turnovers than they had assists. They had that versus Iowa State the other night. So if you take care of the ball yourself and then do a decent job of getting in the passing lane, JB getting in Wright's grill, that whole thing, try to turn the Cougars over a little bit, and that'll be key tonight for me in Provo for the Arizona Wildcats getting a win. Yeah, I mean, I think the issue there with the Kebakeda thing was that Tobe's two fouls were on baseline jumpers by AJ that he tried to block. Like, he wasn't out there to put his hand in his face. He tried, Kelvin, to get a piece of that ball, and both those were fouls. If he just goes up, and then he wasn't in the game, and then he couldn't put his body on Kebakeda. So I think that was a domino effect. Other than that, I mean, I think they took great care of the ball, only the 2 turnovers in the first half. Second half, some of those technicals and live ball, offensive fouls, those are all counted as turnovers as well. But 13 is a good number, especially on the road in that environment.
86-83, number one, Arizona wins. That's what we thought the Wildcats needed to do to get the victory in Provo.
Those were today's keys to the game. They're brought to you by Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive Group, the dealership that is different.
520-848-1290. Final chances for you to get in on the program with your thoughts on this win, big road win for the Arizona Wildcats. Appreciate everybody who has chimed in today. Our guy, Fred Scheib in Jersey says, for 4 games I've been saying no stupid fouls. Tonight the Cats had more stupid fouls than I've ever seen any Cats team ever. Almost cost what would have been an easy win. Even Toby got whistled for a little bit of a kick.
You know
there.
what's
that was
the
a double
worst thing
technical.
ever is exaggerated statements like that. The worst you've ever seen. Did you see Ben Lindsay's teams in the early 80s? Yeah, no. I mean, I think the thing about it is like Fred, you have to take into account who you're playing against. And I think that BYU is unique in this conference, Kelvin, in that those 3 guys are all go-to scorers. And when you have 3 go-to scorers on your team, obviously Robert Wright didn't have a great game tonight, but AJ alone is going to draw 5-10 fouls himself. And Richie Saunders is really sneaky with it as well. Like, he'll draw a lot of fouls too. So,
and I'll say, that doesn't bother me. As a coach, fouls don't bother me. Free throws bother me. Right? Sometimes you foul, but fouling and giving up free throws is where the issue comes in at. And one guy that shoots a lot of free throws got 16 free throws, and the rest of the guys basically got none.
Yeah, so he was the only one to shoot a free throw until about 5 minutes left.
Yeah, so right there, I think that we did a good job if you look at that. I mean, we won the free throw battle, wasn't even close. 12, they shot 19, we shot 32, we made 26, they made 12. So to me, that's where you really look at fouls.
I got an exaggerated statement for Fred. This team, and especially the bigs, is one of the best I've ever seen, Kelvin, at defending without fouling. I think that this front line is very adept at defending without fouling shooters, right? Because you always talk about that, make more free throws than your opponent's attempt. I mean, just go back and look at the free throw attempts for Arizona's opponents this year, and for the most part, those numbers are all much lower than they average. So I think for the most part, this team is very good at defending without fouling shooters. It's a tough, when you get in these tough physical top 10, top 15 matchups in conference, I think the refs sometimes are going to call some funky stuff. I didn't see anything egregious from Arizona's players smashing arms or whatever when they were driving down the lane. I think the defense tonight was great.
And I'll say this, on that last play, think about it. Bradley had 4 fouls, and he didn't foul.
He had his hand right on the ball, too.
Man, I mean, and to put your hand on the ball, I mean, that was risque.
Yeah.
Right? Because usually in that situation, the guy rips the ball up,
right,
and the ref could call a foul there.
If Wright had just thrown his arms up, right, like they might have called a foul there, just like we were talking about AJ exaggerating foul calls. Yeah, I mean, JB putting his hands right in the cookie jar there, under 5 seconds to go, up by 1.
Right at the basket, in the paint. Ooh, that was a tough one. But, again, didn't really give up free throws to other guys. I thought, we won that battle.
Yeah, and I think another thing, Fred, you need to keep in mind is that no other team in the nation starts more than 1 freshman. This team has 3 freshmen in the starting lineup and 4 in the rotation, right?
Yeah.
So, again, I mean, Brayden Burries might be 20. Ivan Karchenkov might have played overseas for a long time. Koa Pete might have 4 gold medals. But, guys, they are all freshmen, and freshmen are going to make, quote-unquote, freshman mistakes. Now, they're not freshmen now because that old adage, Kelvin, you play 20 games, you're basically a sophomore. But to expect perfection out of a rotation that plays 3 freshman-heavy minutes, I think you're going to see some fouls that maybe you wouldn't make as a junior or senior, right? But again, Tobe Awaka didn't need to make those 2 fouls versus AJ by blocking those shots. So, yeah, it is what it is.
All right, Kelvin, final thoughts from you on this 86-83 win. Oh, wait, we got a caller. All right, let's before we let Kelvin go, let's hear from our guy, Doug. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, the postgame show.
Oh, my apologies to Kelvin and his family. He was almost out the door. Sorry, Kelvin. Sorry, Captain. But, you know, I love talking to you and the whole group there. But, yeah, my heart rate's finally come down enough to call and talk a little bit. I expected a one-possession kind of finish, but after the game, you know, the way the game was going, I don't think any of us were really expecting that. And the only way that a team who's down 18, 19, 17 points is going to come back is with just about everything going their way and other things not going your way. And mainly that's through the three-pointer. And, you know, I don't know diddly-poo about coaching compared to Tommy Lloyd, but I will say that I saw us double-teaming a lot down the stretch and then just kicking it out for an easy, wide-open 3. And I just think that's a real leak in our game that I think we need to try to clean up. Did you notice those guys?
Some of the double teams late, like on in the post or on penetration.
Yeah, like around the elbow or on the baseline, we're doubling a bit, like AJ or whoever had the ball, and then he's just kicking it out to Kennard Davis, who apparently was just fine and dandy today, by the way.
But, you mean Ray Allen, right?
Well, I think what happened was they were missing in the first half, so you think that's working. Right? They were missing those in the first half. So you're thinking, well, let's take away the twos. And then all of a sudden, they're kicking it out there and they start, knocking down a couple. I mean, they threw up 34 of them. Made 13 out of 34. So, they will start falling. But when you're in the game and you're playing, you felt like they wasn't making threes and they just went on a run. They just went on a barrage. And sometimes, ideas, once people get going, it's hard to stop them.
Yeah, I think it's a percentage thing. If you're talking,
you got to cut away the threes. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's a percentage thing. If you're talking about AJ going to the free throw line, which is what the alternative is, or what's his name, Kennard Davis shooting from 3 when he had gone 0 for 14 coming into this game, I think you pick that percentage. I think any game where there's actual free looks at the rim from 3 is just a missed coverage. That's never intended, and you'll see guys flying out at shooters late. But I just think in this game, you're talking about the defensive attention you're giving to AJ because that guy was a monster all game long, even if he didn't shoot well. And so a lot of those extra defensive attention was for him and Saunders, who are trying to put the Cougars on their back and will them to victory. And so I think the percentage there is you just kind of are going to live with Kennard Davis Jr. knocking down a 3 because the percentages say that he's not going to knock down 4 out of 5, and he did.
Yeah, they
5 out of 6.
They made 8 of their last 12 from behind.
Right.
I understand the logic, but if they're 20 games in, he hasn't been in a lot of positions where he's on his home court against the number 1 team in America with absolutely nothing to lose. And I think that I've been watching basketball since before there was a three-point line, and nobody hits three-pointers at a higher percentage than a team that's the underdog trying to come back in a game late. They just drop those shots. It's like you don't even have to think about it. You just make those shots.
I didn't have as much a problem with the defensive coverages in the last 8 minutes as with Arizona's switch up in offense in the last 8 minutes, in which everything had been going to the basket for the longest time, and they were getting easy looks and everything they wanted to. And they almost did a little of a prevent type of situation where there was a minute there where they looked lost. Tommy called a timeout, didn't he, after like 3 or 4 possessions where they didn't look like when they got out to like the 12, 14-point lead. I think it was 66-51 with 9 to go, and then they called a timeout. So
and J-Dub, I'll say, and that's where sometimes I used to say this before, and you haven't heard me say it a lot this year because everything's been working great, where you need to call set plays. Is at that time, because what happens is it's not that the guys get tight. You just on this type of team where everybody scores, you think the next guy is gonna do it. And so sometimes you got to call that set play to get the guy the shot who you want to get the shot. But it's also hard to do that when we're in the position and we're winning. And I haven't called a play all day. you know,
Yeah.
we've been playing the way we play. So it's kind of tough as a coach when you're sitting on the sideline when, you know, the way we've played has got us to this point where we're 20-0. So why question it now? And then you believe in them and things work out. So it's one of those things, man. In coaching, that's tough. Sometimes you want to, you know, take control and call a play, and sometimes you want to let those guys just play and make it happen and just, you know, and play the right way. So, but that was at the end of the game right there. I thought that we should have ran a couple sets just to get some shots where we wanted them at.
Sure. I will say that, you know, like all year long, we keep talking about what a great advantage we have inside this front line of ours, our muscle. And yet today it was just absolutely like exemplary guard play by Burries and Bradley. I mean, for those who go back years like I do and J-Dub, you know, and Kelvin, like this harkens back to, you know, Damon Stoudemire, Khalid Reeves. This harkens back to Jason Gardner and Gilbert Arenas. Like that 1-2 punch. I mean, they had 36 points at halftime. And
it was my favorite stat
not
was
needing set plays.
41 to 41. That was my favorite stat.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
right. Like there was a point at which
BYU,
when BYU hit 41 points, Brayden, Burries, and Jaden Bradley had 41 points as well.
Right, and that's why it's so insulting when you see like Bobby Hurley wearing a sweatshirt that says "Guard You." Come on, well, because he had Jahi Carson for 6 minutes. No, I mean we've got guards. Okay, we've got guards. I could probably name 90 other schools that have better guards than them, but that's getting away from the point. But I was very proud of the effort by the guys. Yeah.
Let me explain to you what a troll is. That's a person who makes an outlandish, incorrect statement just to get attention.
For sure.
And that would be what that is. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like him saying, if you want to get a win, go to Tucson. Yeah, right. But, no, I mean, for us to, we've gone into some incredible environments this year. And I think tonight was probably the toughest. Obviously, I wasn't at the UConn game or the BYU game, but 18,000 rabid fans. You know, when we played in stores, we were the underdog. You know, that's Connecticut, 6-time national champion playing at home. This is BYU at home, you know, playing a conference rival, a regional rival who's number one in the country. And so that fan base was lathered up. And for us to come out of there with a win, beating Alabama and Birmingham and UCLA and Los Angeles, like this team, you know, not to mention TCU and the other ones, but this team is doing some really special things. It's like you always say, J-Dub, like these are the good old days right now. Don't, you know, I've said it about 1,000 times on your shows, you know, don't just focus on the tournament and enjoy this ride because these guys are doing some really special things, just, you know, right here and now.
Yeah, I think the crowd was crazy at the 10-minute mark, right? And then JB started doing JB things, and it went from
real quiet,
at the 10-minute mark, guys, of the first half, it was 20-18. BYU was ahead, and at the 15-minute mark of the first half, with only 5 minutes left in the first half, it was 3-point lead, and they stretched it out. Like that was the point at which the crowd got quieted down. They got loud again right at the start of the second half when BYU made that little quick 5-0 burst to start the second. But I think for the most part, Arizona always had an answer for when that crowd got really loud, and that's what you're looking for on the road.
Right, but also, you know, the reason we pulled away, it wasn't just JB hitting those elbow jumpers, but also the transition game, and that's Yvonne and it's Burries and other guys just stepping into passing lanes. We had guys that were just knocking the ball out of Keita and AJ's hands, you know, and starting the break. And so, I mean, those are real separators in a game when you can get easy buckets in transition.
Yeah, that was 4 consecutive steals at that point. At the 5-minute mark.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, right at the 5-minute mark. Jaden Bradley, Burries got a steal, then Burries got another steal, then Jaden Bradley got a steal. Yeah, that was 3 consecutive plays.
Wow. But anyway, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the officiating at least a little bit because, I was watching it with 2 friends, and we were just throwing stuff in the living room at his house. And fortunately, I didn't break anything fragile and expensive. But it's not only the calls that they do make; it's some of the calls they don't make that really drive me crazy. Because, just for example, the flagrant or the intentional foul on Burries would never have happened if they would have called the foul just immediately preceding that, which I believe it was Yvonne getting the rebound and then just getting hacked across the arm. And that's why BYU wound up with the ball. And then, you know, Burries tries to prevent an easy layup. But if you don't call that hack, it's no good. The same thing with the tie-up at the very end. They gave BYU a chance to win the game.
Yeah.
Yes, eventually the ball was tied up, and at that time it looked like a clean jump ball. But if you watch it, initially I think it was Robert Wright, or whoever it was. Initially that's a hack, like across Jaden Bradley's
And the
arm.
most egregious
And so
one was
it's the stuff you don't call that drives me nuts.
The most egregious one was the offensive foul on JB because, Wright, that was 2 plays before that, because Wright clearly grabbed and held and fouled Jaden Bradley, and Jaden Bradley moved his arms up. We were talking about exaggerating contact. Jaden Bradley, guys, was exaggerating the contact that he was getting from Wright, and that's when they called the foul on Jaden Bradley. So, yeah, I mean.
Complete armbar. Complete armbar, absolutely.
To give the refs, as much credit as possible, those are split-second decisions. Sometimes they're screened off. Sometimes they're not in the best position. We have the benefit of seeing it on TV. But what you said there at the beginning is key, and that was our biggest mistake, our biggest complaint about Pac-12 refs was whatever you call in the first half, make sure that's a call in the second half. Whatever you're calling for one team, make sure it's the same call for the next team. So as long as there's consistency, I don't care if the refs call it loose or tight. I just want it to be the same for both sides in the first half and the second half foul, whatever just like a strike zone, just like an ump's going to call a game, you determine where the outside pitch is, and then you keep it that way the whole game.
It just really feels to me like Tony Padilla doesn't make that call unless he's really looking for an excuse to make a call that creates end of the game drama. I don't know if it's because somebody out there wants better TV revenue for everyone to stay glued to their TV, or what kind of sinister motivations there might be, or it might just be incompetence, or it might be that he truly thought he saw what he saw. But, the call last year at McHale, now I was at that game, but I didn't have the greatest angle on it with Trey Townsend and Richie Saunders. But this, that was a little tough because, even going back and watching the TV angle, you didn't see it as clearly from the referee's vantage point. This foul that he called on Bradley, we were at as TV viewers, we were at the exact same angle that Padilla was. And so we had the same view as him. I don't know what he saw differently from the rest of us, but that was pretty egregious to me.
I had to look it up.
The guys for fighting it off.
I had to look it up. 4 Final Fours.
I mean, that's somebody's opinion, that he's qualified for that.
4 Final Fours is what Tony Padilla has refereed, and you don't make the Final Four unless you.
Yeah. I know. The end doesn't justify the means, in my opinion. You've got, I don't know. I think that Tommy is a very nice guy, but I think a lot of fans would love it if he would kind of blow his stack in one of these press conferences, just pay the $25,000 fine or whatever, and I don't know, and just let it rip, as he likes to say. But he's too classy for that. I guess we'll leave that for the rest of us to go on social media and spew our frustration. But thank goodness we pulled it out anyway, because, I mean, man, that would have been an all-timer. That would have been something we talked about for 30 years if we blew that 19-point lead.
There you go. Hey, we appreciate your calls always, Doug, and thoughts.
For sure, yeah. We'll see you guys. Well, I guess we'll see you up in North Guadalupe next Saturday, but I'll be up there, and hopefully we'll send Bobby on his way.
We might need you to be our correspondent.
You can be our eyes up there this Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll try to call in from after the game or something, let you know how it was.
I'll be in touch.
All right. If I still have all my teeth.
All right.
Because it'll be contentious. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Bear down.
All right, bear down indeed. All right, now Kelvin, final thoughts.
Man, it gets back down to Bradley and Burries, man. Watching those guys today, man, it to me, that had to frustrate a lot of the Big 12 coaches right there, because they watch how this team dominates. You think about a Walker, you think about Crevis, you think about all the pain points. These guys went 4 of 6 today from the 3-point line. 17 for 19 with Burries making 13 of those. But you can't foul them. They're going to make their free throws. Don't underestimate them, because they can shoot the three enough to make you get up on them. So now they can go at you with that mid-range and getting all the way to the bucket and with their assist game. I just think they really, with that performance today, what's that, 55 points between the two? Is that 50? Yeah. And,
half the assists. They had 7 assists out of 13. They also had 5 of the 7 steals. So they had like 70% of the steals and half the assists, those two guys.
Yeah, and just aggressive all day long, man. I just think that's just going to be frustrating to the coaches to try to figure out how to game plan against these guys, because the thought is come in and take away the bigs, and you took away the bigs today. The bigs did not even, I think, with the big fella, Crevis didn't even score, right? He had 2 points. He had 2 points, Crevis? What Crevis had?
Yeah, 2 points.
Yeah,
Yep.
2 points. I mean, you look at that at Awaka, not too much more than that himself with 9. So I just think that, with those guys that have 11 points and you still able to dominate and win this game, I just think that's just right there, just putting frustration in all the game plans that these other coaches are trying to put together.
How about CD getting in the first half?
Yeah.
It was like 15 seconds, but I think that's his first half he's ever played in.
I would think so.
First
we
half,
We
that
knew
is.
that would happen eventually, but not necessarily thinking it might be tonight. But yeah, he got in, and CD, he didn't even register a full minute.
No.
I thought you
But
get,
he
I
did
thought you get at
defend.
least a minute for coming in.
Well, he was only in there for like 15 seconds, but he did defend on the perimeter and moved his feet, and that's what he was in there for.
Yeah. All right, Kelvin, we'll talk to you on Saturday morning. All right,
Bear
there
down.
you go. 520-848-1290. We'll take our final timeout and come back and hear from the head coach. Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day continues after this on Wildcats Radio 1290.
There's never a good time for plumbing issues.
No. Honey, my parents are here.
Oh, man. Don't worry. With Drain Masters in Tucson, not only do you get local, professional, full-service plumbing with 24/7 scheduled or emergency service, you get a lifetime transferable warranty on all house water repiping. So this
They brought my aunts and uncles, too.
is going to be fine. Drain Masters, we do it all. And now offering financing. Solid service, fair price, guaranteed. DrainMastersTucson.com.
Hi guys, I'm back. What's new?
Tucson Appliance Scratch and Dent Studio.
All the Scratch and Dent merchandise has its own new studio.
There were so many Scratch and Dent discounted items. Now they have a place of their own.
I love it. A whole Scratch and Dent studio right next to Tucson Appliance. They don't look like Scratch and Dent.
But it shows in the low prices.
Tucson Appliance Scratch and Dent Studio. Proud local supporters of the Southern Arizona Heartball. Only at Tucson Appliance, where you are a priority.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' Cay. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Visit Lennar's 2 communities in Rockin' Cay with home savings up to $25,000 and limited time interest rate and closing cost incentives on select move-in ready homes. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Your support has given me a safe place to sleep, a shower, and food in my stomach. Thank you.
The programs here have been life-changing. Thank you.
Thanks to your support, I now have the resources to maintain my sobriety. Here I found a safe place to heal, and I found my way to God. Thank you.
Your support has made me a better mother and provided me a safe place in my recovery with me and my children.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you would like to help, or if you know someone who needs help, go to grmtucson.com.
The cold Arizona nights are here. Is your furnace ready? For just $59, Right Way is offering a complete system tune-up, ensuring your furnace runs efficiently to keep your home comfortable all season long. Routine maintenance is key to avoiding costly breakdowns. And with over 11,000 five-star Google reviews, you can trust Right Way to get the job done right. Plus, we'll include a free carbon monoxide test for your peace of mind. Call Right Way today at 520-640-2665 or visit us at rightwayac.com for your $59 complete system tune-up.
We're the rush, the pulse, the thrill you didn't see coming. Welcome to Club Soul at Casino del Sol, where Tucson's best just got better. Join Club Soul today and get $20 free play. That's right, your first play is on us. Play, earn, and unlock exclusive rewards that take your experience to the next level. More thrills, more perks, more of what makes Casino del Sol unforgettable. We are Club Soul, only at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Enterprise of the Bosco Yaqui Tribe.
Now that's what I call savings. Truck buyers, this one's for you. Get up to $7,500 off a new 2026 Chevy Silverado and up to $4,500 off a 2025 Chevy Colorado. 2 tough trucks, one place to save. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Call us at 747-8000, see us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall, or on the web at O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Ready to update your kitchen, create a spa-inspired bathroom, or a backyard oasis? Put the equity in your home to work for you with a home equity line of credit from Hughes. Borrow between $10,000 and $250,000 and enjoy flexible terms and no prepayment penalties. With Hughes Federal Credit Union's one rate guarantee, there's no switching rates based on your credit score. All our members get our same low rate. Learn more at hughesfcu.org/HELOC. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Certain restrictions apply.
Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain, Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Handed off to Burries, working his way into the paint, jumping up from there and score it. It's been Brayden Burries' game tonight. And a steal by Bradley on the inbounds, and he lays it in.
Yeah, great job there by Bradley. Just caught BYU slipping on the inbounds, was able to steal it and put it in for the layup.
86-83, the final. Arizona over BYU on the road, 21-0. JW remarked in a break, this is not the, when you look at the 21-0 this year and the 21-0 12 years ago, not quite the same.
Yeah, no, well, the Pac-12 was pretty down then, and their non-conference wasn't great. So the record year, no, don't get me wrong, that was a great team. We all love that team. But looking it over, DK, they played number 15 San Diego State on the 26th of November. They played number 9 Gonzaga, and that's it. Other than that, they played Utah, who was ranked. It was the only ranked conference foe they saw all year. So they played Utah twice. They played the Zags, and they played San Diego State. That's 4 ranked teams. And how many ranked teams has Arizona beaten this year? 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't get me wrong. I mean, that was a great team, and not all 20-0 records are created equal. I think this year's gauntlet of a non-conference, especially going to Stores, playing defending champion Florida, super impressive start to the year this year, what with the strength of schedule they've had.
All right, let's head back over to Provo, Utah, and hear from your head coach, Tommy Lloyd, after an 86-83 win. Good morning. Now to you.
There was some thought that you might start with Yvonne on AJ. What went into the decision?
I mean, probably nothing we need to share publicly. We knew we were going to give him a lot of different looks, and it wasn't anything crazy. There was no. We knew over the course of the game we were going to have to give him different looks, and so we just kind of started that way, and it felt like that could, maybe, we were going to see how it goes, and we would adjust from there.
Is there a little bit more comfortability with Koa starting on him since they are familiar with each other?
I mean, I don't think so. I think it's just kind of how the matchups worked out. We felt best, doing that, and yeah, I mean, then, Yvonne had his chance guarding him. Dwayne had his chance guarding him. Tobe had his chance guarding him. JB and Deli ended up on him. I mean, you put who you want on them, and they're going to try to go pick a matchup. So, at some point, it almost becomes irrelevant who you put on them. I mean, they're going to go try to target somebody and get in their perception, a matchup advantage. So, at the end of the day, everyone has to be able to kind of carry their weight defensively on them.
In the first half, you guys outscored BYU 13-0 in points off of turnovers. You were able to force 9 turnovers in the first half. What do you feel like you did right early on defensively?
I just thought I thought our activity was good, and I think we were opportunistic. I don't think it was any crazy scheme or anything like that. There's no geniuses here. It was just guys out there playing hard, playing basketball, and maybe had an opportunity to create an advantage for us and making a play in the gaps or something like that. So, we want our players to have the freedom to kind of do that kind of stuff.
What do you think happened from your vantage point in that final minute that got BYU that opportunity?
Well, listen, I have an All-American point guard. And, I don't know if he got fouled or not, but, it's not too often you see a jump ball and then no calls like that, at the end of a game. And, I'm really confident with the ball in JB's hands, and I kind of wanted to save our timeout. Obviously, in hindsight, I would have done something different. And at the end of the day, listen, you just can't put it in the ref's hands. You got to be cleaner. You know, we gave up free offensive free throw rebounds. I mean, I know Yvonne had the ball, had it over his head. They made a nice play, tipped it out. JB has the ball there. You know, they make a play. You know, and then AJ picks up the one, and we foul him so it doesn't get in. It turns into a flagrant one. I mean, so this tough stuff. I mean, it felt like everything at the end kind of went against us, but you know what? Our guys have competitive character and hung in there and found a way. But that easily could have went the other way for sure.
Was the timeout you called at 12 seconds, was part of that just to kind of cool things down? You have Brayden go?
I mean, I just wanted to kind of see what they're setting up and then just talk to our guys. I didn't want to, like, hey, if we lose, I didn't want to have that in my back pocket and regret not, kind of giving our guys a little bit of a plan. And, so sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But listen, the kid got to point blank. I mean, fortunately, they didn't call a foul. I mean, we had the same situation at home against them last year. They got down close to the rim, and they called a foul, and we lost the game, So, I mean, just how it goes sometimes.
Were you surprised it was Rob Wright on that final play instead of AJ?
I don't know. I mean, listen, they threw the ball to Rob Wright deep, against our baseline out-of-bounds defense, and he came with a head of steam. And, I haven't seen the film to see where the gaps are, where the other guys are, even where AJ was. So, I don't know why. I mean, listen, Rob Wright's a really good player and a winner, so I'm sure, he probably felt comfortable doing that, and they probably felt comfortable with him, making that play as well. It just didn't work out. It could have easily worked out.
Coach, two more questions for Coach.
Jaden provided such a steadying presence. It just seems like, especially in the first half when things weren't super clicking offensively, his ability to just create for himself in the mid-range is just so crucial. How important is that ability of his, and how impressed are you with just his growth since when he's got?
Well, listen, I think obviously JB's playing at all. He's played at an All-American level all year, and I mean that's I don't need to be the one promoting that. That's obvious. I think the thing that's not talked about with JB enough is just how much better he's gotten over the course of his college career, and JB gets all the credit for that. JB is incredible character. He's a hard worker. He kind of waited his turn and he was patient. And for a kid that was highly ranked like he was, he stuck to a process. So he and his family get a lot of credit for that. And I think because he stuck with that process, I think he's going to be rewarded with a great long basketball career.
Coach, second straight year, you guys get a win in Burries. There's just the challenge of coming into this building and getting wins. And
well, fortunate for me, I've played here a lot. So I know how hard it is, and I got a tremendous amount of respect for the BYU basketball program and the legacy they have. And so, we come in here, it's got our full attention. And, I know that, you're not always going to come out on the winning side, but, we really wanted this challenge for our team. This was a great opportunity for us, win or lose. And we approached it as such, obviously it's a quick turnaround. We played Saturday. And, we really only were able to kind of walk through yesterday. So our guys get a lot of credit. Our coaching staff, deserves a lot of credit for the preparation. And fortunately, we made one more play than they did tonight, where it felt like for stretches, we made a lot more plays than them, but they were able to kind of close the gap. So we'll evaluate that and figure out why. But, I'm going to tip my hat to BYU, and I'm going to tip my hat to our players.
Thanks, Coach.
What do you got, Bruce?
Sorry. You've talked about Brayden and his competitiveness and the way he's played lately. Is there a fine line there?
Can't leave without a Bruce question.
Where he's.
It's hard. This game's hard. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's hard. I mean, I don't know what happens in some of these reviews. They're tough. It seems like every time they go to a review, come on, it's a good basketball play. I mean, you're not trying to hurt a guy. I mean, you're literally got an All-American player point blank. What are you supposed to do? Get out of the way and let him dunk it on you? Come on, guys. We all played basketball growing up. You foul, and you can't give up an and one, or your coach is going to yell at you. It's just tough. It's tough. Tobey's deal was tough. That's tough. But again, we did have great officials tonight. So I don't know if it's the officials' fault or just the way they're trying to administer the rules. But guys, that really didn't have anything to do with the game. I'm just saying that I'm talking on when the refs are going to evaluate stuff and, for flagrant ones, it's tough. And we had a couple games ago where they literally flopped and were grabbing our guys' arms and putting them up in their face, and they were asking for appeals, and there's no penalty it should be a technical foul. If you call for an appeal and it's not, it should be a technical foul. There's got to be something on the line here. So I don't know. I mean, that's a conversation for another day. Great environment. super impressed with BYU's team. Coach Young's a great coach, doing a great job. We were fortunate enough to make one more play than them tonight, and I'm looking forward to a couple days off. See you guys.
All right, that's the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats, Tommy Lloyd, after a 86-83 win. He was talking about that TCU game, which is exactly what I said after that, that all that flopping and unnecessariness we saw in that game should be I think it was TCU. It might have been Central Florida. It was one of those two games that they had on the road, but it was just nonsense and should have been a technical foul. If you're going to review, you should be able to review for a flop, and that flop should be called a T if the referees deem so. All right. Let's give you a limited scoreboard. All right, your scoreboard brought to you by Goldberg and Osborne, the injury lawyers. A lot of cancellations because of the weather tonight. We had Long Island Wagner. That game did not get played. East Texas A&M Lamar, a bunch of games in the HBCU realm, Alabama A&M, Prairie View, Howard, Coppin State, all over from the East Coast down to Texas. Games canceled tonight due to the weather that is gripping this country. Only one other game ranked-wise, and that was number 4 Duke at home. They blow out Louisville by a score of 83-52. The Blue Devils are undefeated in the ACC play. They are 19-1 on the season. No other games in the Big 12 this evening. The schedule, though, will resume tomorrow with a handful of games. Arizona State, the next team on the docket for the Wildcats, is down in Central Florida. So the Sun Devils have to go all the way to the East Coast and then come back, but they'll have plenty of time to do that and rest ahead of Saturday morning's game, which will begin at noon. Kansas State at West Virginia tomorrow. There'll also be 2 games on Wednesday. Baylor at Cincinnati. Number 10 Houston will play at TCU. And there's actually a game on Thursday this week, and that'll be Colorado at number 8 Iowa State.
Tomorrow is the game of the year, and that's number 3 Michigan versus number 5 and undefeated Nebraska at 5 p.m. Number 5 Nebraska, number 3, quote, best team of all time, Michigan. They're playing tomorrow as well in Ann Arbor.
In Ann Arbor.
Yeah, in Ann Arbor at the Chrysler Center.
There we go.
5 p.m.
Well, we will look forward to keeping tabs on that game as well. Okay, that is your scoreboard.
The Wildcats Radio 1290 Game Day Scoreboard is brought to you by Goldberg and Osborne. Goldberg and Osborne, Arizona's leading injury law firm.
W-I-L-D. Cats. W-I-L-D. Wildcats. W-I-L-D. Cats.
All right, we'll be back with you this afternoon at 3 o'clock. DK on the Sports Tip will come to you live from Omni Tucson National. The NIT, National Invitation Tournament, men's golf. Your Arizona Wildcats will be out there. They started that tournament today, and they will conclude it tomorrow. They were scheduled to play 2 rounds today, but because of the morning frost, they did not quite get through those 2 rounds, so they'll start early tomorrow. The Wildcats have the lead through 30 holes. They're 28 under through 30 holes. I don't have exactly a time that they'll start teeing off tomorrow, but second round will resume in the morning, and then final round will be played after that. We'll be out there for the finality of that tomorrow beginning at 3 o'clock, so join us for that. Don't forget, Tommy Lloyd Radio Show coming up later this week, as well as Becky Burke. Both of those will be on Thursday. Thanks to Dusty Dale over on the FM side, K-Hit 107.5. He flew the plane there. Dragon Ball David Amata on the AM side here. For Calvin Ifan and JW Madden, my name is David Kelly, giving you that final score one more time from the Marriott Center in Provo, Utah, in front of 18,239 fans, a sellout. Number 1 Arizona moves to 21-0 as they hold off a hard late charge by the BYU Cougars to win 86-54. to 83. Have a great rest of your Tuesday morning. We'll talk to you in, what is that, about 15 hours right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Bear down, everybody.
Cats. W-I-L-D. Wildcats. W-I-L-D. Cats. Wild about the Cats.
Thank you for listening to this special presentation from Wildcats Radio 1290. We now return you to your regular scheduled programming.
You got to remember, it's more than just the Brady stuff. Do you remember how it ended in New England? Where he had Matt Patricia, a known defensive mind, coaching offense. Yeah. Because he wanted his boys on the coaching staff.
I think he was just being petty. Him and Robert Kraft. Clearly ain't see eye to eye.
Robert Kraft is like Tom Brady's dad. Tom Brady got pissed at one of those roast jokes. And it was about a Robert Kraft hand job joke. That was the only one where he's like, hey, don't do that.
Yeah.
It was awkward.